Congratulations! Your daughter, your son, or you yourself have gotten a saxophone. Welcome to your journey on playing this beautiful instrument, my favorite instrument of all, and I would say the most exciting instrument. In this video, I'm going to show you how to put that instrument together, some best practices to think of, and how you can start your journey on this instrument on the best foot forward. Hey everyone, I'm Royce Phillips Jr. This is my YouTube channel where we talk about saxophone, music, musicianship, and a bunch of other things around the world of music. And I appreciate you being here on this journey with me. Today we're going to talk about, like I said, on how to put your saxophone together. But first, I just wanted to let you know, if you're new to saxophone and you're new to the world of this instrument, I actually have a newsletter where I send out an email once a week where I give you a tip, my latest video, and the album of the week to listen to, typically around the saxophone. Check out that top link in the description below, and I would love for you to join the newsletter and join the community where we can share in our love of this instrument and the world of music. But back to the video. All right, let's talk about all the different parts of the saxophone. The first thing that you will have is a neck strap. This is what you will put around your neck, like so, to hold on to the saxophone so it doesn't fall down. You can have, this is a neck strap that you will have that you can slide up and down to be able to adjust how high or how low you would like the saxophone to be. Then the next couple things you will have, and I'm going to show you on a soprano mouthpiece because I have all three parts, is you'll have a ligature, which is this metal piece here, a reed, which is this thing here, which could be either synthetic or cane. This one's a cane one, and a mouthpiece. And the mouthpiece can be hard rubber, plastic, or metal, depending on the one that you got. And also, you will have a neck, which is where you'll put your mouthpiece on, which will connect to the body. So, first tip on putting your saxophone together is when you take that saxophone out of that case, you want to make sure, one, you already have your neck strap on. And you don't want to not have your neck strap on because I will show you why. The first thing you will do is grab the saxophone, and I like to grab the saxophone by the bell, right out of the case. So you'll grab it right here by the bell, right up here. This is typically where I grab it, just right there. And you can actually see on the inside of my saxophone where all that lacquer has come off because that's where I grab it. So I make sure I have good grip. And then first thing I do, put it on the neck strap. Why? So that you can make sure that, there it is. It is locked in. You don't have to worry about it falling on the ground. Even though it feels pretty hard as metal, it is quite a malleable metal. If it falls, if it drops, that will be bent, and then you'll have to take it to the repair shop. So that's the first thing I do is I grab the horn, put it around my neck, on my neck strap, or another thing that might be used is a harness. This is what I've been using recently. I enjoy harnesses because it has a little bit more better stability on the center of the chest versus hanging on my neck. But more than likely, most of you will have a neck strap, so I will demonstrate on that. Now, before I put the neck on the horn, we don't do that quite yet, because if you try to put the neck on the horn and then you try to put the mouthpiece on there, you can easily bend that neck. So I typically like to put my mouthpiece together before putting on the neck. So the next thing you will do is you will have three pieces to put the mouthpiece together. The mouthpiece, the ligature, and then the reed. This one's a soprano reed, but I have a synthetic reed, and if you're interested about my thoughts about synthetic reeds, I will put in the card up there how I changed my mind about synthetic reeds. I always played on canes, but right now I'm enjoying playing on synthetic because it saves me a little bit of time and effort. So you have your ligature here, and I have three different ligatures. This one's a bay ligature. This one is just your generic ligature, and then I have a soprano ligature. Now you're probably wondering, when you put on the ligature, what direction should it go? Well, when you have your mouthpiece, you'll have the table, which is this part here where you can see this hollow end, and then you have this back part. You want to be facing the table. The table will be facing yourself. So if you're facing the table, those screws will always be on the right. Check that out. So you have those screws. They look like probably on your left, but these are on my right. So if I turn it towards you, you will see those screws are always there. If I turn it towards you, those screws are there. And then same thing on the soprano. So just to kind of show you that the screws will always be on the right. So you have the table facing you, and then you put on that ligature with the screws on the right, and then you will just slide in that reed, which I like to have the ligature already in there just so that I don't have to worry about messing around. Now, you just tighten just ever so slightly so that you still have ability to move around, and you'll want to get it centered and then on the reed. And then what I like to do is I like to feel the top to make sure that the reed and that tip of that mouthpiece is aligned. And then you'll screw it, not super, super tight, but just to the point where you don't feel like you're getting any pull, because you don't want to crank it and break that screw. Now that you have your mouthpiece and the ligature and the reed together, now you put it on the neck. And this is called a cork. This right here is cork. So some people will talk about cork grease and the like so that it slides on easily and slides off easily. You know what else is a secret? You don't need cork grease. You can just use chapstick. This is literally just your normal chapstick. It's made of the same product. Save yourself the money. Save yourself the effort of trying to find cork grease. If it doesn't come with cork grease, just use chapstick. It works the same. And then it slides on nice and easy. And how far do you go? Well, it kind of depends on your horn, but I would say about 75%. This is something that you'll start figuring out the more you play, the more you find out where your tuning is, the more you'll know better how much cork to put on. So now you have that on the neck, then you have a nice grip here where that curve is. You don't want to be gripping up here, because if you're trying to put it up here, you can easily just, boom, bend that neck. Grab it right here so that you have a nice grip right where that curve is so that you can slide it in easily. Make sure that screw is loose so that you're not trying to put in a tight screw. This screw, you want to make sure this screw is loose, and then you just twist it. And that's it. And there it is. And that's how you put your saxophone together. And then you can adjust how you want your mouthpiece to be, and you can put it here, and that is how it goes. So yeah, that is it. This is the end of this video. This is just a video on how to put the saxophone together. Hopefully you got some use out of it. If you feel like you got use out of this video and you want to see more videos like this, or little breakdowns and tips and tricks, go ahead, click that like button, click that subscribe button, leave a comment on other things you would like me to show you and some other tips, and so that lets me know what you're interested in. I appreciate you watching this video and taking this time with me. We'll see you next time. Thanks, y'all. Enjoy your saxophone journey.